Hi, beloved. This is your sister Evangelist Marie, and this is our 18th day into our Bible reading in 365 days. May the Lord be blessed. May the Lord be lifted up. I'm so glad that I am in this journey with all of you. May the Lord bless you with all your heart desire. So, as per our schedule today, we have to read Genesis 42 and Genesis 43. And we have to read Matthew chapter 13, verse 1 to 23. So in Genesis 42, it's the story of Joseph's brother going down to Egypt because the famine. But when I was reading the chapter 42, this is what I can tell about it. The verse 6 says this: Now Joseph was governor over the land, and it was he who sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brother came and bowed down before him with their face to the earth. So remember, when Joseph was having the dream, when God was showing him what he will become. Now Joseph is more than if when he came out of the prison, he was already 30. Now this is the 7 good year that passed, it make it 37. And then this is the 7th other year of famine. So Joseph was approximately 40 and something. But the dream or the promise of God for him to have his brothers and fathers bow down before him, it was maybe when he was 17. So the promise of God sometime in our life, the delay is not a denial. The delay just means that God is working to accomplish in your life what he has promises. So it's not something like you switch on and off the light. No. God in good time will visit you. Now, if Joseph at 17 got the dream right, just realize or come to pass, you have not been mature enough to handle that. So God knows us more. So this is what I heard from this story of him. Then Joseph remembered the dream which he has dreamt about them, and said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land." So this was his trick and all that to bring them to him. But what baffles me is what they answer him. They say, "We are all one man's son. We are honest men. Your servant are not spies." Can you believe it? That they are honest men. The same people that sold their own brother, their own blood brother, to strangers. Now, because they face adversity, they are scared. They say that they are honest people. So, beloved, sometime, So that's what the story was about in chapter 42. And then chapter 43 is when they brought to him his younger brother that he haven't seen for many years. So it was not too much things that I receive a lot, except that one, that the promise of God. You might think that is delaying. No, God is cooking something behind the scene. Make you ready. Make you pass through tribulation, temptation that will form and will mold your character to be able to stand the blessing that is coming your way. If not, by your own hand, you will destroy it by your own hand. It's like you take a young person that is not trained to handle a certain amount of money or a certain amount of responsibility. Just put him somewhere, just promote him, and he will destroy that company because he will be arrogant. He will not even know that his position, those that they are under him, those people that keep him up, because they are down to keep him up, and he will despise all of them, and he will end up crush the company down. So God worked behind the scene. The promise that he gave you, The prophecy that you have received is not void, is on his way coming. Just keep on waiting. In due time, you will receive it. So let us go to Matthew 13, because that was one of the book that we have, one of the chapter that we have to. So in Matthew 13, is the parable that Jesus was giving to people. So he was teaching people, but in parable. So this is one of the parable, and it's very famous, the parable of the sower. So many of us, we know the story of the parable of the sower. But I believe that when you two now, you take the Bible, read the word of God about it, you receive something. And this is mine. In verse 5, some fell on the stone places where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up because they had no depth of earth. But, verse 8, but when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And he explained down those parables. So in verse 21, he said that, but he will receive the seed on a stony place. This is he who had the word and immediately received it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures only for a while. For when tribulation and persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. And this has happened to many people. They don't have conviction enough. They receive Christ, and we usually call them the backslid. No, they did not just have a foundation, a solid foundation to be able to receive the word of God. That's why we need, when we share the good news, we need to go in depth, and we need to continue to nurture that person. We need to continue to nurture the person, and the person will have enough ground to stand when the calamity comes his way. Because trust me or not, you will have tribulation, you will have temptation, you will be mocked because of the gospel of Christ. But when you don't have enough foundation where you can stand and you are not shaken, and that strong foundation is Jesus Christ. Not only Jesus Christ in you, but believe in him, and you believe his word, and you will not be shaken. Let everything be false and wrong, but let the word of God alone be truth in your life. So this is what I receive for this chapter. But he will receive seed on the good ground. The good ground is your heart. Your heart. When your heart is pure, you receive the word. When you continue to nurture that heart with the word of God, when calamity came your way, you'll be able to stand all the tribulation. You will stand. So, beloved, this was our Bible reading, the 18th day into our Bible reading. And I trust the Lord that you are still on it. Do not postpone any chapter. Do not procrastinate. Keep reading it. Keep reading it, because God is his word. And in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. Out of his word, you cannot know him. It's not through others that you will know him. Learn to know God by yourself through his word. Have the habit to seek intimacy with God with him through his word, because God is his word. So, beloved, I am so glad and so happy that we're still in the journey. tomorrow will be our 19th day into Bible reading in 365 days. We are doing baby step, but if we keep doing it, we will reach the place. We will reach December 31st, 2025, and we will read our last chapter that day. What a joy it's gonna be. What a joy. What a joy. So tomorrow be our 19th day into our Bible reading. We have to read Genesis 44, chapter 44 and chapter 45. And we have to finish Matthew 13. So we will start verse 24 to 43 tomorrow. So may the Lord bless you. May the Lord let his face shine upon you and give you peace. So see you tomorrow. Shalom.